Good evening from Ohio. I want to apologize right off the bat for my voice quality. I'm fighting the Ohio virus right now because the weather isn't deciding whether to be fall or winter or summer or spring. And so the viruses are hard to fight. But wanted to jump right in here about the professional skills blog and talking about how I observed the counseling skills noted in Granello and Young in the video presentations. There were several things I noticed that the counselors did as far as invitation skills, listening, reflecting feelings, reflecting meaning that helped the clients to feel like they were important and valued. One of the first things I noticed off the bat was the attention level given to the client. The counselors were making eye contact, meaningful eye contact. They were nodding in agreement. They were listening with the intent to understand and not trying to formulate a response. Instead, they were just working to reflect what the client was trying to say to them. Another thing I noticed was the use of open-ended questions in order to invite the client to speak. So the invitations such as, tell me more about this, or where would you like to start, instead of the counselor, coming in with their own agenda and saying that this is how I would like to start this counseling session, or this is how I typically start my counseling sessions. They instead leaned into the client and said, where would you like to start? Tell me more about that, and really just wanted to make sure the client felt heard. As far as reflecting feelings goes, when the client was sharing about being anxious or being angry, the counselor validated that feeling and reflected it almost like a mirror by saying, so I see that you're angry about this. I see that you're anxious about this, encouraging the client to even go deeper into their feelings by letting them know that they're being heard and understood. And even though the reflection of meaning is a little more subtle, I could see how the counselor was able to get that from the client by really listening to what values were underlying the feelings, as far as the importance of family and why he was so angry, why he was so upset. Because of the importance of his family to him, he didn't want to let them down, and yet he wanted to be autonomous and have his own life. And so I could see that the listening was non-judgmental, that there were invitational skills, there was reflection of, there was reflection of feelings, as well as a reflection of meaning from the counselor. This is what I expected a counseling session to look like. I think growing up, I thought counselors were more of advice givers than listeners, but the more that I'm learning and the more experience I have, I'm seeing that listening and paying attention and inviting in and reflecting really help the client to feel valued and heard and understood, to build that trust in the counseling relationship. Thank you.